Hi, I'm Christina Elmore.
Hi, my name is Jonica Gibbs.
Hey, it's Gabrielle Graham.
And this is a Radio 1 original.
Twenties is a show on BET that loosely is based on Lena Waithe's life and her journey to becoming a writer. So it centers around Hattie, played by JoJo Gibbs, and her two best friends who are trying to all navigate Hollywood.
The process for me, JoJo, to come to become Hattie has been an extremely long road that reaches far beyond myself. Lena did a YouTube pilot presentation for the show years ago, like, I don't know, what, 5 years?
I think like 2013.
2013, like, damn. Can I say that? Okay. That's like 7 years ago. This show has been in the making and in the process, and I came into the mix because my best friend and some friends from back home and I were producing our own show, and then I was substitute teaching and serving tables and shooting the show, and just became exhausted and was like, we need to figure something else out. And so we started crowdfunding, and we took the rest of the money and created content like a sizzle and a trailer and everything, and created merch and stuff like that. And Lena was one of the people that we were able to get some of it too. And so she was generous enough to shout us out. She also donated to the campaign. And then on top of that, she hit me up and was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you trying to do? And I was like, well, I'm doing stand-up comedy right now. However, if I had to rank it, I would do acting, stand-up, and then writing. And she was like, all right, bet. I got this show. We about to cast, and I'm going to let you get an audition. And I was like, yeah, floored. I didn't have a manager or an agent at the time. And I just say it was God's divine timing, because had it been even a month before or a month after, I might have missed that window. And it was just like, it just so happened to be everything was happening at the same time, and I had no clue about it. And look at God.
The biggest lesson I learned in my 20s is that this is not the best time of your life. I think people always are like, oh my gosh, enjoy your 20s because this is it. This is the best time of your life. You're gonna have the most fun. There's so much more life to live.
Mm-hmm. The biggest thing I learned in my 20s is that was how to bounce back. It was the first time I think in my life that I experienced failures for the first time, like back to back to back to back. But I was just like, Lord, when I'm gonna catch a break? I was doing good from high school to college, and then the real world just smacked me around, and I took it personal initially. And I think that's one of the biggest things, was learning not to take things personal, and whatever circumstance and situation you are in, what lesson are you supposed to learn from it, and take that with you into the next season of your life?
I think the biggest thing is I know I have to work hard to get to where I want to be, but it doesn't have to feel hard. It doesn't have to feel tumultuous and stressful. Like, I can enjoy the journey and appreciate the little wins, which is what I'm working on right now. Just appreciate the journey and appreciate the journey along the way to the dream.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. The worst decision I made in my 20s was not doing what my intuition was telling me to. It took me I tried to sabotage myself multiple times, and like I'm saying, it just has to be God, the reason I'm here right now, because I've tried to do different careers. I've tried to get into graduate school programs, anything out of fear to keep myself afloat, or what I felt like would be a consistent, like circumstance for myself. So yeah, like, don't sabotage yourself. Listen to what you're telling yourself you want to do, and what you dreamt of, and the vision, and don't belittle it, in terms of like your ability to achieve it, I would say. I am just grateful to be on the other side of things. I'm grateful to be in a space and in a time period where people can be confident and be truly themselves. In terms of like, I'm from the South, I'm Black and from the South. So it's not always been accepted, to be yourself in that regard. But I mean, come on, people. We've seen after generation after generation after generation where you got that uncle or auntie that, you know what I'm saying, that ain't married or got a, you know what I'm saying, or like, it's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, you know, people try to act like it's a new topic. Like, my mom had gay friends, and you know what I'm saying, like, you know, my grandfather, the tenants in his basement were 2 gay men. It's just now we're finally able to freely, like, just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And I guess and it's like, people are tired of silencing themselves, I guess. And I definitely got to the point myself where I was like, I'm gonna do me, because I don't know, I grew up with my great grandparents, and I saw where once people get to a certain age, all of a sudden they feel entitled to be themselves and to live their truth, when I felt like, why can't I do that now? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really learned that from my great grandmother, because she was herself 100% of the time. And I think that's because she didn't have anybody above her. Like, her mother was gone, her father was gone. Now she was the matriarch of the family, and now and I'm just like, why do I have to wait till I'm a certain age to just be me? And you know, being a lesbian is a part of who I am, you know. And you know, in terms of my family, I think that once you have to give your family time, because just like, you know, it took you time to accept yourself. You can't just spring something on your mom and daddy and be like, all right, y'all cool with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes some time to get into it. So I think on both sides, we all need to be patient and empathetic with one another, because we're all transitioning. But I know that it's a transition that we can all make together and fluidly.